So for those that want to see the 3D printer in action, this is the Bambu 3D printer, A1 3D. We're about to print some calico cats, and the estimated print time is 7 hours and 40 minutes, primarily due to the colour changes. So what it's doing at the moment is it's working out how flat the print bed is, and it will compensate for the first layer being irregular. The actual bed it's printing on is a sheet of metal with some texture to it, so that helps with the adhesion of the object to the bed. I also get to spray it with some L'Oreal Elnet extra hold, because it also helps the object to stick to the bed and not move around, because if it moves while things are printing, then you just end up with a rat's nest of filament. This is my latest toy. This is the AMS, which is can hold up to 4 spools, so they've got an empty spool here, and it has different colours. So the first spool has black, second spool has like a beigey colour, and the third spool has white, to generate these calico cats. So they've got, you can see that the cats have 3 colours, so each of the colours will be rendered by the 3D printer. At the moment it's going through its startup set, which is basically checking to see how flat stuff is, and then we're now starting to print. Not sure why it's printing a brim at the moment. That's kind of weird. We may have to cancel this print and start again. No, I'm slightly confused by that, because it couldn't be, I don't believe. Between changing colours, I don't know if you can see this, when we print black and white cats, we got a whole host of little bits. So yes, so starting to print a white base for our first cat. So the cats are arranged across the printer from this point of view, and it'll lay down a layer of white and then change to the black filament before generating the rest of the bottom of the cat. So it will do 4 of these before changing. So yeah, that's how it works. We'll come back in a little while once it's done its first few layers. So we're just about halfway through doing the first, or the last of 4, the first layer of the 4th cat. The first layer is normally printed a little bit slower than the remaining layers, just to help with bed adhesion. You can see how thin that first layer is, and it's still got to change to black to be able to do the little paw prints as a separate colour. So we'll be back when it starts to change colour. Right, it's now cut the filament, the white filament that it was using. It retracts the white filament, so the spool is being rewound, and then it's going to wind up, or wind in I suppose, the black filament. This is the black roll, you see. So it's going to push that through to the print head. The print head is then going to squirt out, I don't know whether you can see that, right in the centre of the screen there. It's going to squirt out the white that remained in the print head, and there's about 3 centimetres of filament in that print head. And you can see it squirting out there. So once it's squirted that out, it's going to, immediately following it is going to be some black, and then it will dump that little pile of filament into the litter tray, I guess. There it goes. You may have to replay that back in slow motion to capture the little dollop being spat out. So now we've done that, it's pushing the black filament through. And it's going to go through this process on every colour change. So if there's black and white on that first layer, which there will be because it's going to do a bit of black now, and it's just creating a little thing in the corner which it's going to use to make sure the filament is extruding correctly. So they build this little tower. And once it's done that, it's called a prime tower. That makes sure that everything's flowing correctly. It'll go back over. Right now, it's starting on filling in the little tiny black dots for each pore. So this is a really slow print. It's going to, as I say, take 7 or nearly 8 hours to complete, primarily because of the time taken on each of those print changes. So I think, oh, there it goes, a bit more, finishing the black. Right, and then it's going to cut the filament again, and then go back over, and it's going to pull back the black. And probably pull in the white now. Yep. Because I don't think there's any beige at the moment. And then it's going to go through that process down here again. So now the black is being extruded. The white will then follow. It will reprint as per it's just done. But this time it's going to do the second layer. And it will build up the layers. I think it was like 100 layers for this particular one, particular cat, but each time it has to dump this little bit of spare filament, feed in the new colour, and the software has a setting that says if it's very dark colour going to very light colour, then you have to extrude more filament than if you're going to say the beige and the white. You don't need to extrude so much filament because the chances of it sort of mixing is very much less. Alright, so now it's doing that prime tower again, but this time it's priming with white. So a little white rectangle it's going to be doing. Whoop. And then it's going to go round again. I don't know whether you can actually see on camera, but it kind of draws the outline and then it fills it in. So this rapid motion as it filling in. And that is basically that. And it will be doing that for the next, bring up the screen, 7 hours and 27 minutes. I hope you found that useful. So some 7.5 hours later, this is the final result, and this is the amount of waste it generated, which is a little bit worrying. So I'm not going to print too many of these. So yeah, but they are quite cute, I guess.